Fred here, welcome back to the Gun Geek channel. In this episode we'll be continuing on with our gun cleaning test with our plate of truth to see how well it cleans. Just to show you what the plate looks like. That's what we have to deal with right here. So we'll go ahead and start using our gun cleaners. The same one that we used in our test to see if any of these cleaners were bad for metal, which none of them were, and we'll apply those to the same squares that we did originally and see how well each one of these clean. So one thing that I've already just started to do is I'm going to take these first two squares here on the very edge and just wipe it off with a plain tissue here just to see what we're dealing with. You can see that there's some dirt that's not coming off. Just going to knock off the loose stuff. Now, I'm not going to take you through every single square here. What I'm going to do is get a Q-tip. And our first cleaner, which is box number 3 here, is the Remington 40X. Go ahead and apply it. To our Q-tip cotton swab and apply it to box number 3. It's Bright Bore by Remington. This stuff is a spray. So I'll go ahead and apply it there. Now, this is really boring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish putting this onto all the squares, and I'm going to let you all just time warp to when I'm done with that. Okay, I went ahead and covered each of these with cleaner, and I do want to give you two observations. I'm going to show you this. One is the CVA barrel blaster, and it's a foamy kind of thing that you just sort of spray in there. It comes with this piece here so you can sort of butt it up against the barrel and seal it as you're spraying it in there. As I was dabbing it, and this is number, let me see, 3, 4, 5, 6. As I was dabbing it, it was pulling up dirt right onto the Q-tip. It was pulling, you know, as I was going along. I'm going to go ahead and take a little more here so I could show you. As I was just sort of going along, it was picking it up right away, unlike almost all the other ones. There's another one that sort of did the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and wipe this one clean. This is the CVA, which is square number 6, and it looks pretty clean. Another one that had the same properties like that was the M-Pro 7. I'm going to show you that. M-Pro 7 is on number 17. I'm going to go ahead and spray a little more on there just to show you. So this is 17 right here. And as I was scooting along, it was also right away picking up the dirt. Now I'm going to go ahead and go back and wipe each one. Number 3 with the Rem 4X. Let's see how well this is behaving. I'm going to put a little more in the Q-tip, and we'll wipe. See, this one I could feel as I'm doing it. It's taking just a little more effort. I could feel it sort of pulling. It's not coming off as easily, even though it is coming off. But I mean, I could take this off with a paper towel with nothing. But when you have this thing sort of pushed into a barrel and then a bullet passing over it and really getting it ingrained into the metal, it's going to make it tougher. So let's go with the Bore Bright next. Why do I keep on calling it Bore Bright? That's Bright Bore. See, and that's taken a little bit of effort. I could feel it pulling the Q-tip. Didn't seem to get in there as good. You know, of course, this is not perfect controlled environment here. This is, you know, there might have been more powder on that square than on the others. So let's go ahead and continue on. I'll turn the camera on if I notice any properties as I go down each one, so I don't bore you all to death. And right away I'm turning the camera back on. The foaming bore cleaner, it's coming off nice and easy, unlike the first two. I guess it sort of worked in a little bit better, but I didn't feel any pulling or any resistance as I was running down the square, so it was coming off really easy with the the Outers foaming bore cleaner. That's the Outers foaming bore cleaner. Idiot, get it in the camera frame. Take everything off and see if there's any residual marks on any plate, anything sticking. Like I could see a number 2 here, which didn't have any cleaner on it. There's a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in so you can see that. On number 2, right here, you could see some dirt. Number 1, you could see some dirt that didn't come off. And this was an area, that's where my wick was when I was stacking the powder up right there. You could see that if you don't use anything, there will be a little residual dirt left, and it, you know, all of these cleaners will work fine. So I wrapped up the plate of truth for cleaning, and there's a couple of cleaners that seem to make it easier to remove dirt. They all removed everything, but certain ones did make it easier, and those were, I'm going to go ahead and pan down here just a little bit, the Smith & Wesson Bore Action Cleaner, CVA Barrel Buster, the Gunslick Foaming Action Stuff, Hoppe's Elite Cleaner, and Pro 7. Now, out of all of these, one that seemed to really shine more than others, the two that really, out of these 5, the ones that seemed to just come right off, it sort of soaked into the powder, and it was lifting off with the Q-tip, even at the very beginning, was the CVA and the Pro 7. None of them had an issue, and these cleaners sat on here for a day. Again, none of them harmed the metal, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Gun Geek channel. I'm sorry that none of these stood out more than others, and please come back often. And to all you new subscribers, I really appreciate it. I have not been able to get around to every new subscriber and say thank you, especially in the last couple of weeks. Things have been really hectic, and you know, I'm not a partner, and one of the things in YouTube that drives me absolutely insane is that after you write thank you for subscribing to somebody more than 3 or 4 times, then it starts making you authenticate every time you try to write that to the next person. So, you know, I can only keep up with it so far, and then it's crazy. So, again, I'm going to use this opportunity to thank everybody, and to welcome the new subscribers to the Gun Geek channel, and might have a new name soon. But anyway, I'm just rambling on. Thank you very much, and have a great evening.